Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome to your next Android tutorial. Now, this video we're going to cover pending intents. So we're going to have to do the usual new Android application project. So we're going to call this pending intents. Usual TE. Minimum, we're going to put this to Android 4.0 because I'm lazy. Do the usual nonsense, blah 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 blah. Okay, ready to go. Got my emulator working again, and I've sped up the emulator with Intel Hack or virtualization thingy-madoodle, so it's running quite nicely. Anyway, guys, so in this video we're going to work on pending intents. Now, a pending intent is essentially an intent that can be fired off multiple times or is stored. So when you fire off an intent like this, okay, when you create an intent like that, okay, and you fire off the intent, the system fires off the intent, it does its business, and then it vaporizes into nothing. The intent's gone, it's destroyed. A pending intent allows you to store the intent with the Android system and then fire it at a later time or multiple times. That's what's cool about a pending intent. Now you're probably thinking, where on earth is this useful? Well, intents control Android's actions. So let's say you have a notification up here, okay? How does the notification tell the system which activity to start? Well, you actually set a pending intent for the notification, and when you click it, the Android goes off, finds the stored intent, and sets it off. So what we're going to do for our pending intent is we're actually going to create a simple notification, post it with an intent, which will start this activity, and we're going to put some data with it. So when we create the activity, we're actually going to create a second activity. It'd be a better idea altogether. So new class, and it's going to be actually notification activity. And we're going to extend activity. Okay. Control, no, Alt Shift L, Alt Shift S. That's it there, Alt Shift S. Implement override. Gee, that's very small looking. I recently rebuilt my computer. You may have noticed the video on my channel. Create. There we go. And we're going to quickly create our little view. And we're just going to create a very simple frame layout with some text. Where's frame layout gone? Ah. Oh, just goes. What the hell would I just use linear? Oh, there's frame layout. And I'll just call this NOTIF notification activity. I'm just going to throw some text in here, give it an ID, just text view. Yep, I am lazy. And we're going to refer back to that text view here. I know a lot of you guys get on to me about not using... What the hell is texture view? Not text view. I don't want texture view. Get on to me about not using control space. Android Studio doesn't require that. It does it automatically. So... I'm not used to using it, but I make the extra effort to prevent the comments because YouTube is hilarious. So that's all done. So we've got our text view, blah 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 blah. So let's create a button on our main activity. We'll do that nonsense. We'll create a button. If we could pin it in here, doesn't matter. Edit text. Read, you create a new string. String B. Send notification, spelled incorrectly because send notification because I'm like that. And we'll just call that button here on our button. Just call the method send. Send view v. Okay, all good to go. Just doing the usual nonsense. So we have it now working. I like that. I like being able to Control Shift F and reformat all my code. Anyway, we have our send method ready to go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create our pending intent. So a pending intent is just like a normal intent, except that it's being stored by the system. So we're going to create a normal intent first. Essentially, a pending intent is a wrapper around an intent. Okay? And we're going to make it start the second activity. This. And then we have notification activity.class. Okay? So we've created our intent. Now we're not going to start activity with the intent. We're going to create our pending intent. So we create that by saying this. Pending intent p intent equals pending intent dot get activity. Now we have a couple of things to put in here. Our context, of course, is this. The request code, I'll go through in a minute. Our intent and our flags. So the request code, the flag, we'll go through that first. The flags dictate how the intent is stored. So you can have what's called flag update current. Now what the flag update current does is it dictates, or it tells it that there should only be one of these pending intents, and we should be able to store that intent multiple times, or we shouldn't be able to store the intent multiple times. We should be capable of updating the current intent. So let's say the notification changes, or let's say the app sends off a notification, okay, and you look at it and it's like okay, and then you let's say another notification is sent and you want the notification to update, but you want the pending intent to update with more data. You would create the pending intent update current. So that's what we're going to do. Say pending intent dot flag cancel current update current one shot. One shot means it can only be sent once. Done, the pending intent will be fired once. No create means, I'm just reading off of it here, but it's actually easy to understand. Create the intent if it doesn't exist, and if it doesn't already exist, then simply return null. So that tests if the intent is there or not. So if the p intent is null after no create, it means that intent doesn't exist. You can set off a new one. Cancel current, which means that if the pending intent already exists, it will cancel the current one and then generate a new one. And then update current means keep it in the space but replace its extra data. So let's do that. The request code is so I'm looking up the request code because I'd forgotten what it does. It's not actually really important, so we're just going to set it to 0. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So we have our pending intent ready to go. So this means that pending intent.getActivity flag update current. You can also have a get broadcast and get service, which means it'll start them. You can start an array of activity. Pending intents are quite cool. Essentially, as I said, the pending intent is stored. So let's create a notification. We'll go through notifications in more detail in the future. We're going to very quickly create one. And we're going to create a notification compat because the notifications changed with Jelly Bean. I'm not sure which version they changed to it, but I'm not really wanting to find out. So, let's go. I'm going to notification compat.builder is what we're looking for. No. Notification builder this, and we actually haven't put it in. I like this builder class, it makes things nice. So we're going to set the different properties of a notification dot. We want to set our content title. And I'll just type in title goes here. Okay, builder. Let's set content text. And then we'll say content goes here. We always have to set the icon. So we're going to set small icon. So small icon or dot drawable. We'll just set the launcher icon because laziness. And then we're going to set. We could string these together, but I don't like string things together like that because I find it weird. Not set auto cancel, we're going to need that in a minute. Set content intent. God flippin' damn it. I am all over the place. That's our pending intent. And then we want to set auto cancel true. Now I'll explain what that means in a minute when it gets to notifications, but auto cancel true just means that the notification won't cancel. Well, when you touch it or activate it, the notification gets cancelled, it doesn't linger around. So we've got all that ready to go. So now we just need to get a grasp. We need to send the notification off to the system. So actually we need to get a notification for a start. Notification compat. Compat. I'm going to call it N for short. Equals builder. Dot get notification. That's weird. Hang on a second, I'm pretty sure something weird with the support library going on. I'll just quickly check. Sorry, mixing up things. It actually just creates a notification, the builder does. And we just import it. And then we just get a notification manager. Notification manager equals, and then we need to get the system service, so we're going to cast it. Get system service notification service we're looking for, and then manager dot notify. We'll just create 0 for the ID and then our N for a notification. I'll explain IDs in a future video, but that's all we need to know, is that we've created a notification and we're ready to go. So now that we've got a notification in already, actually we need to set some extra on this intent. I forgot to do this earlier, but we're just going to set, or put extra. We're just going to say we're just going to put our name, which is our data, and our value, which will be intent data. And then we're going to go to our notification activity. We're going to get the intent. Get intent, Control-Shift-O, and then text view dot set text intent dot get string extra, and it's their data for the key. Well, bam! So let's run this on the emulator and see what happens. Okay. I don't bother monitoring the logcat. So if we send the notification appears up here as we expected. So if we click this, our second activity should start. Huh. That's strange. What the devil happened there? Oh, I know what happened. I'm always making this mistake, even to this day. Manifest. We'll go to the XML. I never added the activity to my manifest. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Hey. How am I always doing this? There we go. I'm going to change the label. Just copy and paste from here because I'm lazy. And label will be just the app name. Yeah, Control-Shift-F. I'm not bothered formatting. Okay, so if we run now, it should work. We didn't have our activity. That's pretty funny. And it stopped. Hey. Give me a second to figure out what the hell's gone wrong. Okay, so I figured out what was going wrong. I was getting a null pointer exception and I got rid of the intent.getData because I thought the intent was a null pointer. Or the string extra data. I figured out what it is. Anyone want to spot it? I never set my content view. If you don't set your content view, you can't find any views because they don't exist. So, send notification, pull down, click, and intent data comes up there. as we would expect. So that's notifications, or well, that's an intro to notifications. We'll go through notifications in much more detail in the future, because you can do some really, really, really neat stuff with notifications. And we'll go through all the fancy stuff, big picture, and all that nice stuff. But for now, that's your notification. It's pretty cool. And if we actually exit out of this, so tell you what, we'll send our notification, okay? We'll completely exit out of all our applications. Pull down this. And as you can see, we can still start our activity because the pending intent has been stored by the system. So even if the activity is destroyed and gone, that created it, the pending intent is still sitting there in your OS ready to be fired off. And that's pending intents. They're both commonly used with notifications. They're also commonly used with what's called the alarm manager, which is when you can set a task to reoccur. So you have a notification, or not notification, an alarm manager firing off the pending intent over and over again at intervals, let's say every 15 minutes. This would be useful for a polling application, for example. But that's it, guys, I suppose. I hope you enjoyed this little video on pending intents. This is the ending of intents. Next videos we will go into notifications in much more detail. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, like, do whatever you like, comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the future.